Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're watching AMTV Alternative Media Television. Excuse the casual attire here. I don't sit around the studio waiting to report on the next terror attack, even though there's a terror attack literally every 2 seconds now. What are my thoughts? What do you need to know? What's the truth about the London Bridge is falling down terror attack going on? Just occurred several hours ago. People brutally slaughtered, killed, throat slit, vicious stabbing with 10 plus 12-inch roughly sized knives, people dressed in red jumpsuits, hoodies, London police opening fire, telling people to run, people being shot in the head. What do you need to know about this? What's the underlying truth here? Well, the first question you should ask is, where did ISIS come from? Now, ISIS came from the United States government and her allies, which created ISIS out of thin air, from nothing, as an extension of Al-Qaeda, Al-Qaeda, post the September 11, 2001 bullshit. This is all declassified, and it's factual. It was funded, armed by the United States federal government, Barack Obama, and his underlings, and those that really run the show in Washington, D.C., which is not Barack Obama, and, well, this might be a surprise to you, also not Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump is right. We do need a travel ban immediately. And he gets proved more correct day after day. And he was correct in his initial statement that Obama created ISIS, because that's the hardcore truth. He did. Nobody had even heard of ISIS up till a couple of years ago because it didn't exist before. It was funded and armed by the United States federal government, Israel, and her allies to do just what they are doing today. Slaughtering innocent civilians as a pretense for war all over the Middle East and Northern Africa. You know, it's why the American press and the American media continues to dehumanize people like Bashar al-Assad. And while they report on the London Bridge is falling down terror event, which just happened, and all these tragic events, and again, my heart and prayers go out to the victims, their families, etc. I think that's beside the point. It is the point, but it's beside the point. ISIS was created by your government, by the United States, by her allies, for a reason. And while the mainstream media will blow up these terror events to solely take your freedoms away, they'll ignore countless millions of people slaughtered, dead, casualties in places like Syria as a direct result of the intervention of the United States of America as we approach world conflict and world war. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the deaths at all. ISIS needs to be stopped. Its head needs to be cut off. We need a travel ban. Donald Trump is right about all of this. We need to put a stop to this. We need to fight fire with fire. We do not negotiate with terrorism here in the United States. Period. But I'm also smart enough to know, because I've been reporting on this for 10 years, and I've been sharing with you, my loyal audience, the truth for that entire time. You need to understand where they came from. You need to understand the agenda. And again, each time one of these terror events strikes, it only serves the agenda of the Bilderbergers and the Bilderberg group that is meeting, curiously, right now. And it feeds their agenda of totalitarianism, Orwellian control, the police state, martial law. It breeds fear so that they control, and they ultimately own you. And they keep you in that state. And as I read in an article of the Wall Street Journal today, in the actual real paper, they were talking about the divergence between the populist movement that made up Donald Trump and people wanting to take their countries back and the Brexit versus what they believe is a necessity, globalism. Well, I'll tell you this. People like me and millions of Americans and millions of people tuning in around the world don't want a thing to do with your bullshit, radical, devious, satanic, evil, globalist agenda. We want freedom. We want liberty, and we want the right to live without being slaughtered in the streets as a result of your creation. The Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. Again, my hearts and prayers go out to everybody. But what you just heard, maybe for the first time, is the real truth. I'm Christopher Green. Get it out everywhere. Make it viral. Hard-hitting it in your face. Click the link below. Subscribe up here. Support us down here. Thank you.